Players are about to come out very shortly. You can see a big trophy there, the Tasman Cup, and now to kick off is Muir, the Australian halfback. He kicks well downfield over on the hillside of the Sydney Cricket Ground with New Zealand in possession with Jock Butterfield, the hooker, tackled here over on the far side. From the ruck, it's Butterfield who gets possession of the ball once again, sends it back inside to Kilkelly. Kilkelly is on the run on the halfway mark. Plays it back this time, and New Zealand have possession just inside the halfway mark. From the ruck that breaks up, Joe Ratimer gets his pass away to Butterfield, who gets it to Kilkelly. Kilkelly after being tackled, gets it away to Ackland, and goes to the flying Denton. Denton was forced into touch over there. From the scrum that breaks up, New Zealand win this one with Menzies sliding through here, only to be quickly tackled from the play the ball. Kilkelly gets it away to Johnson. Johnson's tackled here by Beattie. From the play the ball, Butterfield picks up for New Zealand and is tackled by Patterson. Heels the ball back to Ratimer. Ratimer has possession, going through the ruck, tackled by Wilson. From the play the ball this time, it's Johnson who gets his pass away. On it goes to the halfback, Roberts, who's skirting through. On goes the pass to Phillips, who gets it back aside here to Denton. Denton's away and is pulled down inches from the line. Denton plays the ball back this time. It's gone across to Johnson, and Johnson arches himself and barges his way over underneath the post down on the Randwick end for New Zealand's first try. There goes the attempt of conversion being taken. And the score is 5-0. New Zealand 5 and Australia 0. From the kick-off from the halfway mark, the ball goes deep down towards the Paddington end, where Gary Phillips, the New Zealand fullback, kicks down to Barnes. Barnes has possession, is already on the run, puts his boot to the ball. And it's taken by Denton. The New Zealand blonde-headed winger puts his boot to this one. Barnes takes it on one knee, surrounded by Butterfield and Ackland. Decides to kick again, puts it high. From the scrum that breaks up, there's a penalty here with New Zealand in possession as Mel Cook is caught on the halfway mark and put down from the ruck. Johnson picks up. Johnson, the Kiwi captain, showing great determination, plays it back. It's gone to Butterfield to Kilkelly, number 17, who's tackled over on the far side. From the ruck that breaks up, it's gone to Joe Ratimer. Ratimer's tackled here and put down. From the ruck with New Zealand in possession, it's gone across field to Georgie Menzies, who slips the pass back inside to Ackland. And Ackland, the New Zealander, plays the ball back. A fumble here from Kilkelly, who goes back, dives on the ball. Referee Darcy Lawler scrums him up with Roberts working this back. In it goes. Muir picks up at the base of the scrum, gets his pass away to Brown. On it goes to Gasnier. Gasnier's caught here by Cyril Eastlake. From the ruck that breaks up, it's gone to Barry Muir. Barry Muir, the sidestepping Australian halfback, is tackled here. The ball rolls back to be taken off the ground from Beattie, who gets it away to Johnny Raper, who sidestepped nicely there, gave the flick pass back inside, but it's on the ground and eventually picked up. And Australia have possession with Beattie about to play the ball back here to Hooker Kelly of Australia, who flicks it away here. It's gone to Muir, on to Proban. Proban going up the centre of the field. A scruff from behind by Ratimer, but still has possession. Proban gets up, plays the ball back to Kelly, charging upon Kelly. Being offside there was Butterfield. And there's a penalty here taken by Barnes. There she goes, plenty of high altitude. And the score is 5-2. New Zealand 5 and Australia 2. The kick from Barnes going right over the post. Eastlake kicks off for New Zealand, kicking out towards the hillside. Comes off the boot there of Ackland, who charges down after the ball. Barnes gets to it first, but he's caught here and put down by Cook. From the play the ball, it's gone to Johnny Raper. Raper plays the ball back, picking up as Proban in the role of dummy half, but Proban's caught and hard-held by Johnson. Couldn't get the pass out. From the play the ball, it's Kelly, the Australian hooker, in possession. And from the ruck, racing through with the ball is Gasnier. Gasnier's put down. From the ruck, diving in is Patterson. Patterson, the Australian forward, has possession. Marked in the play the ball by Ackland, but it's gone across to Kelly to Wilson, who appeared to fumble there. And the ball's taken by the New Zealander, who have possession this time. It's gone across to Cook, Cook to Roberts. And the elusive, penetrating New Zealand halfback got up, played the ball. Kilkelly has it now. Number 11, George Menzies, has possession, but he's tackled by Wilson and Raper. New Zealand on the attack here. It's gone to Butterfield. Butterfield gets it away to Roberts, and the New Zealand halfback is cut off. But slid the ball away there to Ackland. Ackland, the towering forward, going through, tackle from behind by Proban. From the ruck with New Zealand in possession, it's gone to Butterfield, who slips it away to Georgie Turner, who's going through nicely here. Gets it to Denton, and Denton goes over here. Denton's in now. Referee has decided on no try. Referee Darcy Lawler, double movement there. They scrum it up. The whistle has gone. Referee Darcy Lawler scrums him up once again with Barry Muir working this back for Australia. Butterfield, the New Zealander, having a loose head, but it's a straight-in one ball being tipped back here from Muir to Barnes. Barnes is tackled by Menzies, dangerously close to his own line. The ball's played back to Harry Wells, number 3, with a torn jumper. Here we see Proban in action, being tackled by Ackland from the ruck this time. Proban again has possession. Looks around, gets it out towards Patterson. Patterson fumbles with the ball. And New Zealand have possession. On the run is Georgie Turner. From the ruck this time, it's Kelly, the Australian hooker, in possession, being scruffed there. From the play the ball, Beattie slips the ball back to Wilson. Wilson has possession, but is tackled by Joe Ratimer. The ball's heeled back very fast here. Picking up as the Australian halfback, Barry Muir, is tackled by Kelly. On the run with the ball this time is Norm Provan from Australia. From the play the ball, we see number 13, Beattie of Australia, being put on the ground by Ackland. From the ruck this time, it's cleared well, but it's gone to Wilson. Wilson to Gasnier, who is much sought after and put down by Rhys Griffiths. On the run with the ball was Wilson, who dropped it. Alongside of him was Moyer. Whistle has gone. Penalty New Zealand, with Eastlake taking this kick. And it's no goal. Picking up in the touch and goal area is Barnes, the Australian fullback, who was put down and got his pass away to Harry Wells, who was the torn jumper, racing through, the ball in one hand, tackled by Ackland. From the ruck as it's broken up this time, it's gone to Patterson. Patterson, the Australian forward, is tackled by Jock Butterfield. He plays the ball back to Louis Wilson, who in turn gets it away to Raper. Raper's caught here, put down by Mel Cook, the New Zealander. On the run with the ball is the Australian hooker, Kelly. But it's short-lived. He's caught here from the play the ball. Beattie, the Queenslander, in the side, gets his pass away to Wilson. Wilson is put down. From the play the ball, Patterson breaks through the ruck. Is tackled here by Griffiths and also Cliff Johnson. On the move with the ball is Provan, number 9 of Australia, tackled by Ackland. From the ruck, it's Johnny Raper who picks up and quickly is tackled here. Raper has possession. Where now we see Muir of Australia, the Australian half, playing the ball back this time to Beattie. Out it goes to Bluey Wilson, who slips it away to the flying Gasnier. Look at Gasnier putting on the pace. Chased from behind by Rhys Griffiths, and coming across now to try and head him off too was the flying New Zealander, Denton, but couldn't get in. A very fine solo try there by the young Australian Gasnier, having his best season in international football, and of course his first one indeed. That's the score, New Zealand 5 and Australia 5. From the kick-off from the halfway mark, the ball goes deep down towards the Australian, where Gasnier picks up. Gasnier chased from behind by Turner, also brushes off Ackland, and shots the pass back inside to Barnes. Barnes drops it, puts it on the ground, and New Zealand gain possession. New Zealand on the attack as Butterfield gets his pass away, and New Zealand are really throwing the ball around this time with Georgie Turner cutting through nicely with Rhys Griffiths behind him. He couldn't slip it away to Griffiths. From the ruck, it's Kelly who picks up for Australia. And the whistle has gone, side play, and Cyril Eastlake, number 10, taking this penalty for New Zealand. Now, it's no goal. Bluey Wilson has possession. They scrum it up. Milling amongst the scrum here, but it's gone out this time with Rhys Griffiths coming in from the wing, tackled by Raper and also Muir. New Zealand now possesses. Milcook gets it away nicely here. Out it goes to the flying Gary Phillips, who's moving nicely, gets it away to Turner. Turner slips a nice pass to Denton, and the New Zealand flyer goes in for a New Zealand try. My word, he showed a clean pair of heels there. Cyril Eastlake's coming up for the attempt of conversion, and it's no goal, and the score is 8-5 now. New Zealand 8 and Australia 5. Oh, nice take by the ambulance man over on the far side. They scrum it up down here on the halfway mark, and New Zealand win this one with Roberts picking up very smartly at the base of the scrum, going around nicely, brushed off a couple of would-be attempts of tackle, but the ball's bouncing away here to be picked up by Provan. Provan, the Australian forward, got up, played it back, and now we see moving through was Johnny Raper, who's tackled by Mel Cook and put on the ground. Raper plays the ball back to Patterson. Patterson to Beattie. Beattie cutting through the ruck. Is eventually tackled by Kelly. Now we see Provan, number 9, in possession for Australia, being tackled by Ackland, number 18 of New Zealand. From the play the ball this time, it's gone to Raper. Raper's caught with a high tackle by Jock Butterfield. Ball comes back from the ruck to Muir. Out it goes to Tony Brown to Harry Wells. Harry Wells nicely moving here. His progress retarded. He plays it back. Patterson has possession for Australia, put on the ground by Menzies of New Zealand. On the run with the ball is Wilson, the Australian front row forward, who tips it back to Harry Wells. Wells going up the centre of the field. Is eventually caught and slipped it away to Provan. Provan has possession. And now on the run with the ball is Muir. Muir, the Australian half, looking around, made a fumble there. It's picked up by Brown, who appeared to knock on. Down goes the scrum. Australia win this one, but the ball is ordered back again. Muir darts behind the pack, poking his head behind the lock forward to pick up and gain possession for Australia. From the ruck we see moving with the ball Johnny Raper, who gives it back inside to Patterson. Patterson, number 10 of Australia, still hangs on to possession. Now it's Kelly, the Australian hooker, hanging onto the ball, but being caught here by Cliff Johnson. Shot the ball away to Patterson. Patterson's pass goes out this time to Raper. Raper careering in amongst the forwards. Has the ball taken from him by Kilkelly. Kilkelly gets it away to Ratimer. Out to Mel Cook. On it goes to Cyril Eastlake. Out to the flying Gary Phillips to Turner. Turner tried to get it out that time to Denton. Couldn't do so. And the loose rolling ball is picked up by Phillips from the ruck. It's gone to Denton. Denton, the blonde-headed left winger of New Zealand. Quickly tackled from the ruck this time. New Zealand have possession with Jock Butterfield, their hooker, playing the ball back. It's gone out to Cook. Cook to Johnson. Johnson, the New Zealand Kiwi captain. It's tackled here. From the ruck, it's far to Ackland. Ackland is very fine forward here on this tour. Plays the ball back. A haphazard pass going down to be taken by Gary Phillips, the New Zealand fullback. Been one of the enterprising fullbacks, the young man to come to this country for some considerable time from New Zealand. Now we see play down on the New Zealand 25 yards mark, and the whistle has gone here. And the touch judge coming in from the far side. And a warning goes out to number 11, Bluey Wilson of Australia, and also Cliff Johnson, 23, the New Zealand captain. From the scrum that breaks up, we see moving well with the ball is Menzies. Menzies is put down. And from the ruck, he gets up playing the ball. It's gone out to Cook. Cook has possession on to Ackland. Ackland is tackled here. Marked in to play the ball by number 10, Patterson, but it's picked up by Cliff Johnson, the New Zealand hooker, who in turn is tackled by Beattie. Now Joe Ratimer, number 25, the New Zealander, and Maori in the team, plays the ball back to Jock Butterfield. Jock Butterfield on to Roberts. Roberts gets it away here this time to Georgie Menzies. Menzies is cornered, cut off, put down by Wilson and Patterson of Australia. From the ruck, it's gone out to Ackland to Butterfield. Butterfield gets it away to Mel Cook, who's sidestepping nicely through here. Caught from behind by Probyn. Now it's Australia's hooker Kelly in possession, giving an overhead pass out to Raper. Raper passes away to Harry Wells. Wells gives it away to Lumsden. Lumsden skirting the touchline here, decides to boot. And a beautiful take here by Denton, the blonde New Zealand winger, who was chased from behind by Harry Wells. And the cover defence move across. Don't argue there. He's eventually caught by Patterson and put down. New Zealand have possession. And now we see moving through as Ackland. Ackland, the forward, played the ball back to Kilkelly. Kilkelly, number 17, tackled by Probyn. New Zealand have possession. It's gone to Johnson. Johnson slips it away this time to Roberts, who in turn gives it back. And going through nicely is Georgie Menzies. He's caught here by Moyer from behind. Menzies plays the ball back, and Ackland picks up, spears it away nicely out to Mel Cook, who gets it away to Kilkelly. Kilkelly stepped behind Harry Wells then, and was caught and tackled from the play the ball. Mel Cook gets it away to Gary Phillips. Phillips shots it back inside to Turner. Turner has Denton alongside of him, couldn't get it out. And the ball's on the ground. Player Spread Eagle on the ground. They regain their feet. And it's New Zealand who have possession from the ruck. Ackland gives it away to Kilkelly. Kilkelly to Roberts. From Roberts to Cyril Eastlake, who gives a nice pass this time to Turner. Turner's pass goes out to Rhys Griffiths, number 5, the New Zealand right winger, who was tackled by Tony Brown, number 6 of Australia. From the ruck this time with New Zealand in possession. It's gone out to be taken by Roberts. And the little go-ahead chunky New Zealand fullback slipped the pass away out towards Denton, who failed to clear it. And it's picked up by Gasnier, who shot it back inside to Lumsden. And Lumsden's tackled from behind, although his legs were tipped there, but he gets it away to Gasnier. Gasnier looking around, was tackled and put down. Hello, Gasnier looks at Ackland. Ackland's been brought out here. And a penalty to Australia. Coming up, taking the penalty is Barnes, and there she goes. No goal, no goal. Now kicking off is Eastlake. Eastlake drives the ball well downfield. In the chase for the ball, Barnes picks up. Barnes, the Australian fullback, coming up at leisure. A long winding run. Passed away to Muir. Muir tackled here. Muir played the ball back. Goes down deep towards Barnes. Barnes, the Australian fullback, gave a nice pass there to Tony Brown, who arches his head and gains valuable ground, still going up towards the halfway mark. Looking around, couldn't slip it back inside. He's tackled here. Put down by Turner. From the play the ball, Moyer picks up with a pass this time. It's gone out to Muir, the halfback. Muir breaking out of a tackle is eventually put down by Ackland. And the whistle is gone. There'll be a penalty here to Australia. And there goes the kick by Barnes. No goal, and the score is still 8-5. From the kick-off, the ball goes high out towards the eastern side of the ground with New Zealand in possession, with Denton on the run. Denton gives a nice pass here, but Menzies wasn't in possession to get that one, but New Zealand still have possession. From the ruck going through once again is Turner. Turner the centre three-quarter. Now we see a change on the scene here with play amongst the forwards where Kilkelly, the New Zealander, has possession. Playing the ball back, picking up as Butterfield. Butterfield is much sought after by Provan. Butterfield once again has possession. He's tackled by Kelly, the Australian hooker. Hitting with the back of the boot this time. It's gone to Johnson. Johnson, 23, the New Zealand captain, has tackled. New Zealand have possession once again with chain passing with Turner. Gave the pass there to Kilkelly, who was tackled. From the play the ball this time with New Zealanders Robert cutting around the blind side. Feeling for Denton. But Denton's wide awake behind him. Roberts gets up, playing the ball back this time. And it goes right across the three-quarter line again, where Georgie Menzies, New Zealanders 5'8", picks up, slipped it away to Gary Phillips, who cuts through here. Phillips is tackled, plays the ball back. New Zealand have possession with Jock Butterfield racing through there. Tackled by Patterson from the ruck this time. We see Mel Cook shotting a pass out to Turner, number 7. Turner's tackled here. Tackled by Provan, but Johnson picks up, gains possession for New Zealand, gets it away to Joe Radimer. Radimer to Mel Cook. Mel Cook out to Denton. Denton's tackled and put down by Lumsden over on the far side. New Zealand have possession on the run with the ball this time. Is Cyril Eastlake. Cyril Eastlake attempted to give the dummy there, but still maintains possession after being tackled by Muir. From the ruck, it's gone across to Butterfield. Out to Roberts. Roberts with an effective don't argue. Has support, but put down by Lumsden. Gets up in the scuffle here between Provan and Roberts. Roberts emerges, plays the ball back. And going through is Butterfield, the determined New Zealand hooker. And also alongside of him with the ball now is Ackland. Ackland slipped it over the head there that time of Moyer to Reece Griffiths, but he couldn't handle it. They scrum it up with Muir working the pack. There'll be a penalty here to New Zealand. The ball going in the second row. You can see the hooker Kelly's feet on the ground and also the loose packing. And there goes the kick. And it's no goal, and the score is still 8-5. Well, now from the ruck, we see Kelly, the Australian hooker, give the pass away to Johnny Raper, number 8 of Australia, who's tackled, but slipped the ball away there to Reg Gasnier. Gasnier has support, gets it out this time to Lumsden. Lumsden's cutting back in field here, getting it to Tony Brown. Brown fumbled with the ball. From the scrum that breaks up, the referee, Darcy Lawler, orders them down once again. Roberts, number 13, working this pack for New Zealand, but it's won by Australia with Muir getting his pass to Tony Brown with a flick pass back here again. Coming into the picture is Gasnier. Gasnier's tackled by Cyril Eastlake. Johnny Raper picks up from the ruck. Gets it away to Patterson. Patterson, the second rower, is tackled. Johnny Raper gets the pass away to Provan. Provan gives it back inside to Bluey Wilson. And Wilson has been tackled from the ruck. The Australian forward, Raper, has possession. Quickly tackled there by Cook. Now number 12, the Australian hooker, Kelly, gets it away to Provan. Provan is tackled. From the ruck, Beatty gets it away to Muir. Muir gave the dummy here and races in amongst the forwards to be taken by Cook. From the ruck, it's gone this time to Raper. Out to Tony Brown. Tony Brown sends it to Gasnier. Gasnier's tackled. From the play the ball, Harry Wells dives on the ground, gaining possession, but on the run with the ball this time was Barnes, the Australian fullback, who was caught in possession. From the ruck, Provan clears the ruck, and nicely coming to the picture is Raper. Raper out to Muir to Gasnier. Gasnier decides to step nicely inside, looking around, using his head. Was quickly tackled there. From the ruck, Harry Wells cuts through. Harry Wells with the torn collar of the jumper. Still going ahead, gaining ground for Australia. From the ruck, Provan gets it to Beatty. Beatty, number 13, gives it back to Patterson. Patterson wending his way in and out, is caught. Shot the pass back, and going through is Kelly, the Australian hooker, who was tackled here, but Australia have possession. Kelly's eventually put on the ground. From the ruck this time, Beatty, turning his back there, trying to get it out, but is caught. On the run with the ball is Bluey Wilson, who stepped nicely inside to give it back inside to Raper. The shadows are starting to creep across the ground, although you can see patches of the sunlight here as players dangerously close down on the New Zealand line. The whistle has gone. They scrum it up. Referee Darcy Lawler scrums them up once again. And from the scrum that breaks up, New Zealand win this one, with Ackland being tackled after coming out smartly. Now the half-time scores were New Zealand 8 and Australia 5. Darcy Lawler on the halfway mark, just waiting now for the play to resume. Rather a big crowd here this afternoon, well in the vicinity of over the 31,000, as the ball's booted downfield by Cyril Eastlake down in the dark patches on the Paddington end of the ground from the kick-off here. We see play amongst the forwards where the ball's picked up and fumbled there, but it's an Australian ball picked up over on the very far side. And they'll scrum it up once again. Referee Darcy Lawler watching closely as this scrum breaks up, and it's picked up by Roberts, who gets to Eastlake. Eastlake to Menzies. Menzies put his boot to the ball here, and picking up very smartly is Lumsden. Lumsden, the Australian winger, is tackled by his opponent Denton. From the play the ball in the ruck, Johnny Raper gets a bullet-like pass out to Muir. Muir's on the run here, cut through, gains about 10 yards before being tackled just inside the halfway. Provan clears the ruck with a pass to Patterson, who gets it away to Raper. Raper slipped through nicely there, and still going goalwards. Try to get the pass out. Fumbles, puts it on the ground. Denton picks up for New Zealand. From the play the ball, it's gone here amongst the forwards, where we see Cliff Johnson getting his pass out to Ackland, number 18, who was caught there by Provan, and also lock forward Raper. Play amongst the forwards here of New Zealand, where Ackland has possession. Johnson in the run down through here. Tackle behind by Provan. From the play the ball, it's heeled back with the back of the boot and picked up by Ratimer. Ratimer tackled by Wilson. From the ruck, Cliff Johnson clears it nicely with a pass to Butterfield. Butterfield gives it back inside to Ackland, who was tackled there by Beattie. On the run with the ball this time is Roberts, the New Zealand halfback, who got it away to Menzies, 11. Menzies put on the ground, plays the ball back. Running across field is Cook. It was quickly tackled. Turner it was. And play now is very, very close. This side of the halfway mark. On the run with the ball is Cliff Johnson. Johnson, the Kiwi captain. Plays the ball. It's gone this time out amongst Butterfield, who gets it away to Roberts. On to Menzies. Menzies to Eastlake. On to Turner. Turner cutting through nicely here. Has support on the outside. Couldn't get it out. From the ruck picking up is Mel Cook. Cook tackled from behind by Provan. From the ruck this time, it's gone to Butterfield, who switches play with a pass to Roberts. Roberts to Menzies. On to Turner. Turner cuts through here. Shot it away again. Giving it back inside to Eastlake. On to Denton. Denton is put down over on the far side. From the play the ball this time, it's amongst the New Zealand forwards. We're coming through nicely as Roberts with a nice pass to Turner to Kilkelly. Kilkelly's put down. Kilkelly plays the ball back this time to Butterfield. Butterfield gives it to Roberts. Roberts steps out of a tackle. Gives it to Menzies. Menzies, the brilliant New Zealand 5'8", is tackled here. On the run with the ball is Ackland. Ackland showing determination. Taking play very close towards the sideline on the eastern side of the ground. On the run going through this time was Menzies. He's put down. From the play the ball, picked up by Joe Ratimer. Ratimer tackling possession. And from the ruck, Cliff Johnson clears it with a pass to Butterfield. Butterfield moving nicely, sends it back inside to Roberts. And the New Zealand half is tackled there. New Zealand have possession as Butterfield gets his pass away. Going through this time nicely is the fullback, Gary Phillips, who is very, very close to being in here. Shots it away to Cook, and Cook goes in. Yes, as referee Darcy Lawler looks around, a certain New Zealand try with Mel Cook, who today took the place of Percy. There goes the kick by Eastlake, and both flags are up. And the score now is New Zealand 13 and Australia 5. From the kick-off from the halfway mark, the ball's booted downfield. We're on the run with the ball this time was Gary Phillips, the New Zealand fullback, who sends it back inside to Denton, who fumbled the ball, knocked on, and is tackled here by Lumsden. Harry Wells playing a no number upon his back. And from the ruck, it's Johnson, the New Zealand captain, who picks up, gives it away to Kilkelly. Kilkelly gives it away again to Johnson. From the play the ball, it's Ackland in possession for New Zealand. On the run with the ball this time is Menzies. Menzies to Cyril Eastlake. Eastlake tackled, couldn't get the pass out. And New Zealand have possession with Georgie Turner playing the ball back to Denton, number 9, who moves through nicely, but is caught and tackled. From the ruck going through this time is Menzies, the New Zealand 5'8", number 11, pulled down from behind by Reg Gasnier. On the run with the ball is a New Zealand hooker, who got it away to Kilkelly. Kilkelly dropped it. There's been a fumble or two here. And offside play too, and a penalty. And Barnes is coming up, taking this penalty kick, and there she goes. And the scores now, New Zealand 13 and Australia 7. From the kick-off from the halfway mark, the ball's booted down towards the Australian territory, where the shadows are creeping on the top end of the ground. Coming through nicely in possession is Gasnier. Gasnier's tackled here by Turner, number 7 of New Zealand. From the play the ball, Harry Wells picks up, gives a pass to Muir. Muir's on the ready here, shots his pass away to Raper. Raper gaining valuable ground here. Sends it back inside to Barnes, and Barnes is caught here by Gary Phillips, the New Zealand fullback. From the play the ball this time, it's Menzies, the New Zealand 5'8", having possession. New Zealand have possession just inside the halfway mark, where Phillips is tackled here. New Zealand fullback plays it back to Johnson. It's gone to Butterfield. Butterfield to Roberts. Roberts to Menzies. Menzies looking around for support, sends it back inside to Eastlake. Eastlake's away, gets the pass out towards Rhys Griffith, who overrun the ball. From the ruck this time, it's New Zealand. Chain passing where Roberts, the penetrating New Zealand half-back, fending off there. Shot it back inside to Turner. Turner's tackled by Lumsden. Turner's held up here, but the ball's played back. And Johnson, the New Zealander, slipped there, but played it back. It's gone to Butterfield. Butterfield back inside to Turner. And the New Zealand centre three-quarter moves smartly away here. And is still going goalwards. Brushed off several weak attempts of tackle. Got it away to Denton. Look at the blonde left winger of New Zealand, number 9 Denton, going in to put it down for another brilliant New Zealand try. Well, that was very poor tackling there by a section of the Australians who allowed him to go that far. And Cyril Eastlake comes up, and there it goes. And the score's now New Zealand 18 and Australia 7. From the kick-off here, Muir, the Australian half-back, boots it well downfield with the ball's taken over on the far side by Ackland. Ackland's put down. On the run with the ball this time is Jock Butterfield, the New Zealand hooker. New Zealand forwards today playing with great gusto and determination as Butterfield is hanging on 2 possession. Lays it back here. Johnson's on the run. Coming into position very smartly was Phillips to pick up. He's grounded from the play of the ball. It's gone to Butterfield, number 21 of New Zealand, who's tackled by Patterson, number 10 of Australia. On the run this time is Gary Phillips, who sends it back inside again to Denton. And Denton, getting up pace, was tackled by Raper and Provan. From the ruck this time, it's gone across out amongst the three-quarters where a fumble takes place from Kilkelly, and Cyril Eastlake bumped onto. And referee Darcy Lawler, moving down to where the knock-on took place, has decided upon it. Players amongst the forwards just inside the halfway mark when New Zealand's Kilkelly has possession. He gave it away to Johnson. Big Johnson is put down. Johnson tackled. Lays it back to Mel Cook, who gives it back inside to Kilkelly, number 17, who was tackled by the Australian hooker. On the run with the possession now, cutting through nicely is Menzies, the 5'8" of New Zealand. From the ruck, Ackland picks up, and picking up Ackland, there's a scuffle there between himself and Kelly, and also Beattie, who makes sure that Ackland's on the ground. New Zealand on the attack this time, with Jock Butterfield moving nicely from the ruck. Tackled here. From the play of the ball, it's gone across to Kilkelly, who gives a beautiful pass there to Roberts. With Menzies alongside of him, he couldn't get it out. On the ground, and eventually goes in to touch the tap penalty put on here. Louis Wilson gives it away to Kelly. Kelly, the Australian hooker, gained about 10 yards before being tackled by Ackland. On the run with the ball this time is the Australian 5'8" Brown, who gave it away to Harry Wells. Wells is tackled by Eastlake. Johnny Raper tried to get the pass out. Wasn't a very good attempt. He was more or less bumped there. But the whistle has gone. Offside play. Correct playing of the ball also. And a penalty to Australia. Tap penalty put on. It's gone from Wilson to Provan out to Beattie. Beattie veers around and is caught by Johnson, the New Zealand captain. But he's held aloft and he slipped the pass out that time to Patterson. And referee Darcy Lawler scrums him down. Muir working this back. Fires in the middle of the tunnel. The scrum is screwing around. Whistle has gone once again, blown by Australia's best referee, Darcy Lawler. And from the scrum that breaks up, Muir gives a bullet-like pass out to Tony Brown and slipped it away to Gasnier. Gasnier back to Brown, onto Harry Wells. Wells cuts through beautifully here. Shots an overhead pass out to Moira, who juggles it at fingertips. Comes up, sidestepping of Rhys Griffiths, but is caught. From the play the ball, Harry Wells in the role of dummy half picks up, got it away to Moira. Moira fumbled with this one. And referee Lawler scrums him up again. And Australia's on the attack with Harry Wells sending the pass back inside to Moira, who slipped nicely inside. On the run once again as Harry Wells. Wells to Gasnier. Gasnier cuts through, but is tackled from behind by Cyril Eastlake. In possession this time is Eddie Lumsden, Australia's right winger, but he's dropped it. It's picked up by Joe Ratimer, the Maori front row forward, the New Zealand team. Cliff Johnson picks up for New Zealand. New Zealand knowing full well what possession means in this particular test match, with Butterfield being caught. On the run this time is Jock Butterfield, number 21, but he's tackled and scruffed into the ground by Provan. And Kilkelly, who has been one of the best forwards for New Zealand this year, is caught here in possession. But the ball's played back. Ackland too. Another fine forward from New Zealand. Here's Kilkelly on the run once again. From the ruck, it's Ackland. Ackland wards off a fend there of Patterson. But Louis Wilson tugged at him. Kelly's there and also Beattie to put him eventually on the ground. Cliff Johnson goes through the ruck here without many hands being placed upon him. Comes up to fullback Barnes, who nails his man, puts him down. Johnson plays it back again this time. It's gone from Mel Cook to Butterfield, out to Roberts. Roberts to Menzies. And that's the score, New Zealand 20 and Australia 7 at this stage of the game, with the ball's booted downfield. We're on the ready this time as Ackland. Ackland moving up towards the supports. Shot the pass away to Cyril Eastlake, who was tackled there, put down by Provan. This time it's gone out towards Johnny Raper. Raper is tackled. Plays the ball. Beattie gets it away to Patterson. Patterson, number 10. Races in amongst the forwards. Upon his back is Ackland. But he plays the ball back to Hooker Kelly of Australia, who in a flash got it away. And out it goes to Provan. Provan is tackled here. And we see now Muir, the Australian halfback, sending the pass to Tony Brown, who was caught here, put down by Mel Cook, the New Zealand lock forward. And once again, we see the Australian centre three-quarter, Gasnier. And now going downfield very, very smartly over on the far side is the New Zealander in Griffiths, who was caught and put down. From the play the ball, New Zealand attack here, raiding the Australian line. And going through smartly was Phillips, who shot a pass further afield. And a knock-on takes place here. Plays scrummed up. And Barry Muir racing behind the scrum here with Gasnier alongside of him. Is put down there by Cook. They get off the ground here, and the ball's picked up by Jock Butterfield. Butterfield moving over towards the hillside, sends the pass along the ground, where it's very hard to determine. And once we see New Zealand in possession, it's going right across the field here, where Roberts comes into the picture, gets his pass away smartly, and out it goes towards Denton, but Turner has it, and Turner's cutting up, skirting the touchline, is put down. Now from the ball being played here, it's gone to Kilkelly. Kilkelly, the New Zealand forward, is tackled here. Big shadow starting to creep, but New Zealand are on the attack this time as Eastlake gets a pass to Roberts. Roberts had turned to Butterfield, and Butterfield, who's played a wonderful game for New Zealand, is put down. Mel Cook going through, grabbed from behind by Gasnier. New Zealand on the attack this time. It's gone to Gary Phillips, who comes up from the full-back position nicely and is almost in here. Put down by Harry Wells, very close on the Australian line. New Zealand have possession this time, and out it goes towards Reece Griffiths, who lunges at the line, and Griffiths goes in for a New Zealand try. New Zealand 23 and Australia 7, with New Zealand still throwing the ball around. It's going amongst the forwards here, where it's caught by the skipper Johnson, who gets his pass away to Roberts. Roberts gives back inside to Menzies. Menzies skirting the touchline, is put down over on the far side. New Zealand on the attack once again. Here's Kilkelly coming into the picture. Crashing in amongst the Australian forwards. He's tackled by Beattie and also Muir. And here we see Ackland with a crash-bumping run put down. From the ruck this time, it's still New Zealand shotting the ball around, keeping this game alive, where Kilkelly comes through. Tackled here. And out it goes to the three-quarter, but Phillips come up from the full-back position. Knocked on. And Australia's on the attack as Eddie Lumsden is tugged into touch here. On the run with the ball, number 9, Denton of New Zealand. Tackle over on the far side. New Zealand have possession. Cyril Eastlake gives a pass to Mel Cook, who zigzags and goes in amongst the forwards. It's tackled here by Patterson. On the run with the ball is Cliff Johnson, veering out towards the western side of the ground. Tackled here by Barnes and put down. New Zealand on the attack as Butterfield shots a long pass out to Roberts, who in turn gives it away to Menzies. Menzies is tackled here. On the run now is Kilkelly, the New Zealand forward. From the ruck, it's Gary Phillips, the New Zealand fullback, who turns and spirals around, but is tackled here by Lumsden. New Zealand again attacking, raiding the Australian line as Butterfield is caught, zigzags out of a tackle, and shots it back to Roberts. Roberts gives his pass to Gary Phillips, who is on the move here. Shots the pass back inside to Denton, and Denton careers around, but is caught here, but Jock Butterfield has possession after being caught, keeping the game alive, gets it away to Roberts, and Roberts is almost in here. On the run with the ball now in New Zealand, and out it goes, and going in for a beautiful New Zealand try here was Butterfield, the hooker. There goes the kick being taken. And the flags are up in New Zealand 28 and Australia 7. Now it's another raid by New Zealand. Cutting through was Roberts, who switches the ball nicely back inside here to Phillips, who in turn gets it away to Ackland. Ackland's put down, but Australia now have possession with Lumsden picking up, but it's caught from behind and put down. On the run with the ball is Harry Wells with the big shadow starting to creep across the ground. He gives a flick pass back inside to Gasnier. And look at Gasnier going right on with the show, chased by Turner. But Gasnier covered himself with glory in that run there. New Zealand 28 and Australia 12. The official attendance over 31,000 people. And the kick-off down towards the Paddington end of the ground. Over and the big crowd here are moving off. And a great win indeed here this afternoon for New Zealand, who came here with a grand reputation and now, after losing the first test and also the second, really showed their best form today. There's the presentation being made this afternoon to Keith Barnes. Also there is the other players being lined up after changing jerseys. Mr. Harold Matthews there with hands in pockets on the left of Mr. Jersey. Interest in the proceedings here. But all in all, well, New Zealand today really showed their superiority in taking out this test match. Full-time scores, Australia 12 and New Zealand 28. Repeating, New Zealand 28 and Australia. The scrums, by the way, were New Zealand 13 and Australia 9, and that's just about it.